What is stress inoculation? Should I be worried about that? Let's talk about that. Hey everybody, this is Mike with Personal Protection Academy. Have you heard of stress inoculation? What the heck is that? So stress inoculation as it relates to self-defense is when you're adding stress to your training so that you can get used to operating under stress. Stress inoculation is when you're making things more difficult so that when the real thing happens, you are going to be better prepared for it. So what types of stress inoculations are we talking about? So first you got to think, what is a defensive situation going to look like? If I've got to deploy my firearm, my electric weapon, my taser, my pepper spray, I've got to fight for my life, I'm going to be stressed. My heart rate is going to go up, my breathing rate is go up, I'm going to have a dump of adrenaline, I'm going to have auditory exclusion, I'm going to have tunnel vision, I'm going to have memory loss, I'm going to have dexterity issues with my extremities, and as my body fights to stay alive. And it's going to be different than going to the range on a nice 72-degree day with a light breeze, a little bit of clouds, well hydrated, well fed. The birds are chirping, and you train stagnant on a flat range with a stagnant target. Your gunfight's not going to look like that. It may be in the rain. It may be 2-on-1. It may be a lot of moving and shooting. It's definitely going to be stressful, right? So what can you do? How can you help yourself with stress inoculation? Little things that make shooting harder. Doing some jumping jacks and then drawing your gun and shooting. I will periodically, the range I go to has pistol bays up on the hill. And so I will put my firearm on my hip. I'll walk down the hill, turn around, walk back up the hill, get my heart rate up to 125, 130, step up to the line, draw and shoot. See how that impacts me. If I were younger, maybe I would do some burpees. Maybe I'd do some push-ups, and I draw my firearm in that situation. I have seen people place their hands in ice cold water for a time, get them numb and not feeling right, and that's going to be similar to the lack of dexterity and fine motor skills we're going to feel. Put your hands in water and then draw your dummy gun in your house and see how that impacts you. Even little things like a timer. A timer is a great way to induce stress because Westerners, Americans, we like to compete. So if you hear that timer, you want to improve, you want to go fast, you want to do your best. And so introducing a timer into your world. So the concept here of stress inoculation is the reality, your preparedness reduces the trauma impact on you so that you can perform at a higher level. The more you stress yourself out in training, the more realistic it is to what your gunfight is going to be like. And honestly, probably more than your adversary has done. So the more you're exposed to stressful situations, you're getting that stress inoculation to help get you ready for that chemical flood, for that awful high heart rate, high breathing rate, can't think straight moment that you have to defend your life. And then maybe, just maybe, you're going to be a little bit more calm than the other guy. So what are some ways that you implement stress inoculation in your life, whether it's self-defense and shooting or otherwise? Give us some ideas down below. Tell us how you become inoculated to stress. All right. We'll see you next time on the range. Bye-bye.